I have grand ideas for a large 00 gauge layout, but that's going to take some while, so I've decided in the meantime to try building a TT120 layout. I wonder how that will go.
So here's the baseboard for the new little Wotton layout. It's actually made from my old layout. I've cut the board down and it's now a roughly 183 centimeters by 110 centimeters. And the plan is to have a little layout, and I can show this maybe in more detail, but there is the plan of the layout. With being a higher level, so where you can see the what is the station, that'll be a higher level. The track here goes around here, all the high level. Then about here it will start dropping back down so that you can go underneath and then disappear at the back. There's a little bit of a fiddle yard there, not much, and then 2 loops, and then of course it'll have to start rising again, coming up here, back up to here, with a little junction. Now that's the current plan, and that'll fit on, as you may have noticed, it actually is 185 rather, sorry, centimeters across there. I've actually, when I cut my board down, ended up with 183, but there's enough leeway, so that's not a problem. So there's the board, and I've given it a paint of Easy Care just to protect the wood. I said it is the old baseboard, so there are a few dinks and scratches in it, but not to worry. I'm just letting that dry, and then it'll be time to start looking at where does the rails go, where does the track go. And I'm planning, as I said, to have a higher level, so I'll have to work out how I do that, and we'll see how it goes. So there we go, that's the start of Little Wotton. Not much to show at the moment, and I will probably come back at a later stage to try and finish this video and have something a bit more meaningful than just a grey board. But anyway, that's the start, and we'll see how it goes. It was grey, but now it's covered in cork. So the baseboard now is ready for me to start actually identifying where the track goes. I'm going to put a track plan down on it, work out a few things, and then we'll be able to take it in there. I know there are lots of different things for putting on the baseboard. I've gone for a thin layer of cork. It's only 2mm, just to give it a nice finish, something to work on. I'll probably still end up putting the track on a bit of a cork bed, so we'll see how it goes. But as I said, the next thing will be to just put the track plan on top and see how that is. So here's the basic track plan that I'm thinking of. The bit at the top behind the black line will be my fiddle yard, and that probably solid black line will be a scenic break. And then there's a station at the front, just here, station there. The idea is to be a village around here, maybe a church over here, and then the track goes round across, comes down here, goes into the fiddle yard, and can come round again. Whoops, sorry, the focusing not working very well there. Too busy on my finger. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing to do is lay a bit of track on there and see how it looks like. So I've started putting some track down, and this is how far I've got. I'm sure you already noticed the difference. Originally I was going to have this crossover here in the middle of the layout, but looking at it, it meant that all of that area would have to be at about 6 centimeters higher to allow the track to come here, to cross over there. Then from here down to there, excuse me, would have had to be a drop of about 6 centimeters. I just don't think there's enough there for a decent gradient. And so what I decided was to swap it all around a little bit, have that as ground zero, have the track come here, go underneath this one actually. So if I move this, put this back in place and that there. So let's see, so you have the train come here, goes underneath here, round here, then from about here, where there's straight up, you're going to have a gradient going up, up, up. Easily, there's room then to get more than 6 centimeters by the time I get here, and hopefully, actually, I'll probably aim for about the 6 centimeters in this area because the roads will all have to change, but that's all right. So this then will be at a higher level, go out. As I said before, this is the scenic break, and this will come back into then what is a fiddle yard. Now, as you'll probably realise, this fiddle yard will be at 6 centimeters or so high. So more or less, as soon as the curve starts, or maybe after the point, I'll have to be doing a gradient down, round, down to there. And again, I think there's enough room, having done my measurements, I think I've got them right. I think there's enough to have the gradient of about 2.5%, so 1 in 40, which should be fine. The idea is then, as I said, this will be a little fiddle yard area, or at least, yeah, where I can have one little train stored here, go around. Sorry, I just had a coughing fit, hence the slight change of the camera. So, where was I? Oh yeah, fiddle yard here. I also am thinking maybe I will isolate from here to here, so I can do, if I want block detection, detect when there's something, a loco in the station. So anything coming, whether it's this way or that way, can be directed round the station if needs be. Probably have a little engine shed up there, out at one side. I also think what I'm going to have to do is move it all sort of down that way a bit. I think it's quite close to the edge here, though it's not too bad. Centimetre, couple of centimetres maybe, well, 1.5 centimetres. So I might move it that way a little bit. But anyway, so the big change, as I said, from my original plan is I'm not having this crossover. I'm having, instead of this slight sort of wiggle with the gradient going up here and round. It means I can probably make this bit bit higher, sort of scenic, maybe lower down here or something. We'll see. I mean, it just gives options. I said there'll be a tunnel underneath here, and then this will then go back into the fiddle yard. So that's how far I've got. I suppose the next thing to do is actually start marking where I've got my points, and because they'll be the points sorry, that's a pun not intended. Those will be the points I'll use to build things off, is where they are. And as I said, I'm using this Pico Flexi Track. Very pleased with it. It seems good quality, it feels nice. What I am going to have to do, of course, is put droppers on, and that'll be fun. It's a long time since I've done any real soldering. I have to sort of probably cut the sleeper base, move them a bit, and put droppers on, but that's okay, I can do that. I'm hoping, or I believe, these curves are about 4th radius all the way around. I have this is obviously a little bit bigger, might have to make it a bit sharper, but I think 4th radius. I think hopefully there'll be no trouble with the locos going around that. So there we are, that's how far I've got. The next thing to do is to start, as I said, marking where the points are, and then I'll probably take the track plan off. Now I've obviously taken a picture of this. What I'll do then is I'll actually start marking onto the cork where I want things to be, working out. So this scenic break can probably come this way a little bit, mind if I move the whole thing, but again, gradient going up there. And I'll be back later to show you how I'm going on, or probably more likely in the next video. This is just giving you the overview of where I've got so far with what I'm going to call Little Wotton. seeing my channel is Wotton Tour. I'm not sure there'll be a tour on this layout, but I thought Little Wotton, seeing it's a smaller scale, would be a good name. So hopefully it'll be of interest to you. Any comments, I'd be very happy to have them. If you think I've done something completely bonkers or wrong, just let me know. I can't promise I'll change it, because you know, when I'm going to get going I may have gone too far. And I'll be running the layout off a Raspberry Pi with an SPROG 3 board, which is what I've used for my other layouts, and using JMRI on the Raspberry Pi, and then I can connect it from an Android phone using Engine Driver. And I suppose the other thing will be the points. At the moment I'm not sure, but I'm just going to leave them manual, seeing there's only, well, there's 4 of them there and potentially 1 or 2 here. I may put in point motors, but on the other hand, the point motors I've got I was going to keep for my bigger layout, which I'm hoping to build around here at some stage, my 00 gauge layout. But we'll see. I can always probably, once I put the points where I want them, I'll probably make the necessary holes, and then I can always add on afterwards, and then we will work through it and see where we get to. So, be back on another video, I expect. Bye for now. So that's how far I've got at the moment with my plans, and as I said, that's next steps is start actually marking out where things are. So I'll be back in a bit later with that. Hello. Oh, hello Stephen. How are you? Right, it's good to see you. I've just been talking to folks on the video about my plans and how it's going. So what do you think? Yeah, well, I think it looks like it's progressing. I see you've had to change your ideas there in the middle, but then that's probably just as well. I'll be interested to see how it builds up from here. Look forward to the next video, I suppose, and it'll be good to see how you get on. Yeah, I think it'll go well, and we'll see. Anyway, for now, I'm going to say bye to the folks. Maybe you'd like to say bye too. So bye, and we'll see you again.